It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Monday, April 7th. This is James Spann, obviously not in the usual studio location today. Be heading over to Foley. See the kids at Mathis Elementary School here shortly down in Gulf Shores. It's been a soaking night here tonight. Parts of Baldwin County here and Mobile County have seen over a foot of rain. Needless to say, the system yesterday in terms of rain really overperformed. And we still have rain falling early this morning. There's a look at the Mobile radar, and again, you can see rain falling where we are down here across parts of Mobile, Baldwin counties, and South Alabama. The severe weather threat has ended, and again, it's been a long weekend of flooding and isolated tornadoes and some severe storms. Here's a look at the radar coming out of southeast Alabama, and that rain extends early this morning up to Montgomery and really as far north as Alexander City, Lake Martin, Wedowee, and Roanoke in East Alabama. And we do note some heavier rain coming into Houston County. It's been pouring at Dothan this morning. And obviously a lot of loud thunder and lightning, and there could be some flooding issues, but the storms in southeast Alabama this morning are not severe, but a fairly noisy, rude way to start the week. So this is the upper air look across the country today, and again, you can see that broad trough axis still west of the state. As long as the trough is to the west, we have a southwest flow aloft, and that makes it hard for that front to push through. It's basically hung up across the central part of the state, but slowly that will be coming through later today as that trough axis moves on to the east. Here's a look at the radar composite early this morning, and again, you can see rain generally south of a line from Gadsden to about Clanton and Thomasville. And the heavier storms down around Dothan. But slowly but surely, we'll get this mess out of here. So it's colder on the north side of the front. We've got 48 at Haleyville to start the day. Winfield at 50, Cullman at 50, Birmingham at 54, Huntsville 51. But if you cross the front, you've got Dothan at 69. Mobile is now north of the front. Mobile's down to 56 degrees. So we still have a flood watch this morning for a few counties in East Alabama, the counties in green on this map. That would include places like Montgomery, Auburn, Opelika, Eufaula, Lafayette, Alexander City. But again, that will expire later today. And nationally, for a change, we have no tornado watches or flood watches other than the one down here. We have freeze warnings in effect for parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, then over to West Virginia, the counties in dark blue on that map. So we have a chance of severe storms east of the front today from North Florida up through the Carolinas and extreme southeastern Virginia. And then tomorrow, a marginal risk over the Florida Keys and the southern tip of Florida. And then on day 3, which is Wednesday, no severe storms across the country. How about that? Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days, and thankfully the numbers are way down. We could see a few spotty showers by Thursday, late Thursday, Thursday night, maybe Friday morning, but again, light, spotty, nothing heavy. Rain amounts under 1/4 inch for most of the state. So modeled fans, here we go. This is the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4. And again, that big long wave trough forming over the eastern states, slowly progressive. And we'll get the rain out of here. This is the high-resolution HER model, valid at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Still some rain from near Auburn, Opelika, down toward Enterprise, Geneva, Dothan, Eufaula. So lingering showers this afternoon for southeast Alabama. That'll be out of here by midnight. And tomorrow should be a sunny, cool day. Now today, if you're in North Alabama, temperatures hold in the 50s all day. Much cooler. Tomorrow, highs in the 60s for most of the state. And tomorrow morning, we could see some 30s over North Alabama, but I think the bigger chance of frost and a freeze will be Wednesday morning. These are projected lows coming off the European global model, early Wednesday morning. And you can see 30s for the northern half of the state, low 40s in South Alabama. And the colder pockets could see a light freeze over North Alabama. Most spots will be in the mid-30s with a good chance of frost. So again, growers beware, but I do believe, in my heart, this should be the last widespread frost for the northern half of the state. So for those waiting to plant after Wednesday morning, green light. Go for it. And understand, we always have a little cold snap in late April and early May, what some folks call blackberry winter. and that could bring a little frost to scattered pockets. But in terms of widespread numbers like that, I think this will be the last chance until next winter. So during the day, Wednesday sunny with highs upper 60s and low 70s. Now Thursday we'll have a short wave. We'll bring a little batch of showers into the Tennessee Valley. This is Thursday afternoon. So if you're in Huntsville, the Shoals, Scottsboro, you might see a few showers late Thursday. And then we'll mention spotty showers statewide Thursday night and Friday. Spotty showers, light, nothing heavy, no severe weather concerns. And the high Friday should be in the 60s in most spots. What about the weekend? This is Saturday, and the GFS depicting there could be a few isolated showers over North Alabama. Sunday, totally dry. And highs for the weekend will be in the 60s on Saturday, then back in the low 70s on Sunday as we try to get back to where we should be for this time of the year. And this is a week from today. This is Monday the 14th. A little shortwave ridge in place, and that would be a dry day. And a much warmer day. A chance we'll see low 80s by Monday of next week. Let's keep going. This is out 10 days. This is Wednesday, April the 16th. And again, a zonal flow, a little short wave coming through, and that might squeeze out a few showers, but there's no evidence of any heavy rain, severe storms, or high impact event for Alabama over the next 10 days. A needed break. I'll say this, for those of us in the weather business, we're tired of having severe weather events over the weekend. It's been that kind of a season. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European Ensemble. The mean is the green line on that chart. About an inch and a half between now and the 22nd of April. Temperatures coming off the NBM, the National Blend of Models. We are below average on most days through the weekend. Again, 57 today. This is for Birmingham. If you're in Florence, it could be low to mid-50s. And understand, we've been in the 80s for several days, so it's going to be a huge change. And then 61 tomorrow, and notice 37 early Wednesday morning for Birmingham, and that's in the city, which means many spots will be colder than that for the northern half of the state. That's when frost is likely. Then we hit 74 on Thursday. Then the next little batch of cool air comes in with highs back in the 60s on Friday, on Saturday and Friday and Saturday. Low 70s on Sunday, then back in the low 80s for the week of the 14th. And the latest long-range guidance, this is for April 14th through April 20th. We are in the orange. Temperatures will likely be above average if this works out. So, man, oh, man. What a weekend. This is the thunderstorm that was coming into the Shoals Saturday night. You see a lot of things going on here. First off, those eerie blue flashes. Those are power flashes that would often represent a tornado that is down, and we actually had two separate tornadoes that touched down in the Shoals. Of course, tornado warnings were in effect. But again, that was thankfully not a widespread issue. We had isolated, brief tornadoes with the event over the weekend. And again, the Weather Service survey teams in Huntsville, they've not done their work. I'll show you the surveys for these tornadoes here shortly. But boy, the rains were incredible. We've had some spots over the northern half of the state that exceeded 5 inches. This clearly overperformed. If you recall, we were looking at 2 to 3 inch amounts, and we had isolated totals over the northern half of the state over 5 inches, even more for South Alabama, where I am down here. In fact, this is a look at Mobile. Radar suggests that Spanish Fort on the eastern shore of Mobile Bay had over 1 foot of rain yesterday. And goodness, we obviously going to have some flooding issues with the creeks and the streams down here that go on for a while. But again, these videos were taken from Mobile. But I'll say one thing about all that rain. Boy, the waterfalls look impressive. This is Nakalula Falls in Gadsden after all that rain. If you recall, we had that thing down to a trickle late last fall, but it is clearly back in full force, and the lightning strikes were just incredible. So many of these home doorbell cameras are amazing. Watch carefully. You're going to see this one. Wow. And quickly, here's a look at the 3 EF1 tornadoes identified by the National Weather Service in Huntsville. We had one in Sheffield, one in Tuscumbia, and then one over toward Killen at number 3. The Aqua Vista Killen tornado over toward Rogersville. And they'll be looking at the damage along the river near Scottsboro later today. Understand it has been multiple days of this type weather, and it's going to take a while for the surveys to be done. And there are other suspect areas. We've had a few other isolated tornado warnings as well. But again, 3 EF1s up in that northwestern corner of the state. So again, today will be at Mathis Elementary School in Foley, here in Baldwin County. Tomorrow, Lynn Fanning Elementary School up in Meridianville. That's up on the other side of the state, up in the Tennessee Valley. And then Good Hope Elementary School. Thursday, Walter Kennedy Elementary School in Pell City. Then I'll see the pre-K students at Hunter Street Baptist Church in Hoover on Thursday. And then Friday morning, Holtville Middle School. Again, I don't know about a book signing. The publisher sets those up. We might have one this Saturday. Whenever I find out from them, I will let you know. Don't forget, this is Monday night. That means we have Weather Brains tonight. That's the show we do for weather geeks, dweebs, nerds, dorks, and weenies. 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern on the Weather Brains YouTube channel, youtube.com/weatherbrains. And for those that are new here, a lot of people come in here and they join us for the first time after a big weather event. I'm not typically looking better than this, but I'm typically live weekday mornings at 5:15 and around 2:45 in the afternoon, and of course weekends as needed. And we're glad you're here. We simulcast these on my Facebook channel and my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. And of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great Monday, and God bless.